We're back with you in the IEM Katowice closed qualifiers for 2019 and back to South America. I'm Hysterics, this is Pilly, and we moved from CIS. We just watched a bit of an upset. It was going to be an upset either way because one team not
Someone's going to be upset.
Between Forza and
Pro 100.
Thank you so much. But now we're jumping forward. Now we're moving on to Brazil again. So this is Team Wild and this is Imperial. Some well-known names coming to you on your screen. We're about halfway through. We're into game number 2. We're back on Inferno once again.
And I believe this is a qualification match as well. Imperial up 1-0, at least that's what the score tells us, which wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. But both of these teams, definitely some very tenured names. Plenty of players who have international experience.
We just
on both teams.
Watched Imperial before, but against INTZ, it was just no contest. So good to see them back here. And again, another qualification match, as Pilly said. So Team Wild already down a game. Curious to see what that first map was.
So it's a bit of a mix buy from Imperial. They throw the arch smoke out. CT's trying to use some utility to slow down this bracket, this A hit from coming in. Here it goes though. Smoke actually misses for the T side, but in come the rest of the smokes. They missed a crucial one though, so they're going to cancel this one pretty hard. Unfortunately, no haystack smoke. They're instead going to go up dig side. Smoke comes out from the CT side. They're kind of scrambling here a little bit, Jake. It's one smoke that gets missed and they pretty much cancel the entire strat, which, oh my god, great flashbang though. That might have saved him.
And Landon has to pull away, but Tex comes in. There's a trade across, as SH said, just pushes towards that CT side. The rotation's already come through. Imperial moving towards that B bomb side, and look at this. Destiny's just cornered in con.
Yeah, if there's anyone that can step up, though, it's definitely Destiny. Been known to make some pretty impactful plays in the past. He hasn't been able to do anything, though. Attacked from about 3 different angles. ZQK gives him the drive-by with the Mach-10, and it's going to be a save for the CTs.
Now, I do have some new information as well for map number 1. We started on Dust 2, and it was a 19-16 to Imperial. So just going their way through OT.
And just looking at the names on paper, I'm not surprised that this is a close contest between these two teams. Definitely plenty of experienced veterans, mixed with some pretty talented players in terms of the firepower on both sides.
Might test that a little bit more if we go towards Nuke, which is the last map once again here in this series.
Imperial doing a great job though, and that's a huge win for them. That's really made it quite difficult for the CTs, economically speaking. They're going to buy though. AWP goes on to Destiny. UMP and some rifles on some of the other blokes. But that was a big win in the last for Imperial. That was a mixed bag buy, and they're able to make it work, which is going to mean their economy is going to benefit from that. AWPs on both sides. Utility being expended over there towards top of Banana, and they're going to try and go for some Nana control. Not really something that KTEX or Lander can do anything about, considering the fact that they have SMGs and some pretty limited utility. Molly's on top of Nana. Molly's towards main, and Sandbag is really going to make it quite easy for Imperial to grab Banana control. And they're going to start to drain the utility of the CT team. This is some great textbook CS right now. Now they head back and take some apartments control. Potentially could go for some bracket as well. And this is going to be quite difficult for Wild to deal with. They've lost a lot of map control. They're starting to run out of utility, and they already have a disadvantage in terms of the weaponry. And Destiny's AWP hasn't found anything, has it, Jake?
No, definitely has not. Those 3 members on B kind of just crouching around right now, wondering what the play is. A lot more utility coming out on this A bomb site. Holding the angle, WKL. Until the push doesn't come through yet. The rotation coming through from Wild, so they're ready to make the move. And Imperial just aren't. They've got the control, as you said, of Banana. With only 1 member left there, it's up to Destiny once again. He will find the opening shot onto Showtime.
That's the bomb being seen as well, so although it was a 4-stack on the A bomb site, they're all heading back towards B. Destiny doesn't quite hit the second. Lines up another though. Oh my god.
Destiny's already found 3 this round. He can't find a through Coffin, but that's given enough time for Team Wild to come back around to this B bomb site. They hold on top of Coffin, hoping to get the pick here if Destiny swings back.
He's just won his team the round, undoubtedly. 5-on-2 retake, no util left for the T's. They're going to hit every single shot or they're going to lose. Those are the only options.
DZT does find one. SHZ, DZT still alive in the backside though. Just needs a
Oh
tap.
my God.
He even finds it on the reload though. Can he get it? Yes, he can. The round's not won till it's over there, Pilly and Imperial. It's DZT who keeps it alive.
It's a 2-on-5, unbelievable. Just so many opportunities for those AKs to rip heads off, and he hits almost every single one. Destiny does so much work in that round, but it's all for nothing. That's a reset on the CT economy. Imperial, great work in the last round to make things work despite missing a pretty crucial smoke. They end up turning it into a B-Rap, and in that round, winning the 2-on-5, that's going to be pretty hard for Wild to deal with. You know that you had that round in the bag. Destiny did so much work. They got completely out-rotated. Imperial using their utility so brilliantly, but still finding the short end of the stick in terms of ending up in that 2-on-5. But you can never count out two AKE boys defending the retake.
Oh yeah, a couple of quick shots that made the difference. And this is where we're left with Imperial just facing down the barrel of an eco. And AKs all around. Imperial, to see them in at least fine form. What followed was, again, shellacking from INTZ. Maybe he's going to come out. Maybe he shouldn't have.
Progression smoke out into jungle for the T's. So they've taken bracket control, taken some of Banana, but just taking a little bit more of a passive approach over there. Once again, Imperial really running the clock down, but not for no reason. They're using it to sort of just group up, get all their ducks in a row, take the map control, make sure they're doing things correctly. And, you know, as long as Wild aren't punishing them for this kind of, you know, slow play, which in their last round you could argue that Destiny definitely did that. Those Imperial players were frantically running into the B bomb site, and he's catching all of them off guard, hitting almost every single orb shot. But then, you know, we won't speak of what happened after that.
Yeah.
If you can't hit every shot, they didn't win, so it's not good news.
Imperial can come back from a round like that. What else can they do in this series? Well, let them get on top of you. That's okay anyway, but Imperial, that's their round lead. Now, buying up, you'd think so.
Yeah.
Team Wild, this is going to be their way back in.
Maybe. I don't think so though, because this util is very bad. No mollies. It's just smokes, and this is the kind of terrible buy you'd see after losing pistol and buying up in the third. That's why so many teams force buy, you know, pistol armor rather than using this kind of a buy. No aggression coming out from the CTs either. And it's the same thing from Imperial. They just molly out all of the positions that is potential for Wild to go aggressively, and now they're starting to take some of the util away from the CT side.
Destiny pushing up through that smoke a little bit. Sprays go down, just away from Banana, playing these mind games once more. Three members move around to the B side, and Wild sit and wait.
This is just some fantastic calling out from Imperial. The way that they use their utility and all the decisions that they're making is just been absolutely on point. Feels like they're just taking complete control of this game. They go where they're pleased. They use the utility perfectly. It's a double stack at Porch, but if these two players get traded out, then that's the round over.
Well, there is the trade. Tarzan get a little bit more. That's 3. Oh boy, we're back at it again. It's a 2v3, but this time health is low. SHZ, a great flash out onto land, and he sprays it down. And with the entry there, it's K-Tech who just wants to get the round win, but Imperial once again come out clutch.
I'm not even sure if they did win that round, whether you'd feel that great about it, because they'd still be in a pretty terrible money situation, arguably a worse one than they are in now. I mean, it sucks to not win the round, but at least they have the loss bonus going for them at this point, Jake.
Yeah, maybe.
If they won that last one with one alive, then they'd be completely broke with some pretty poor weaponry. Need to win a convincing round to start to get this CT money going, but Imperial's making it so hard for them. Like, the only way it seems like Wild are able to put themselves in these rounds is if one of them steps up individually and has a huge performance. Before, you saw Destiny in the gun round just absolutely go ham with the AWP. That round it was Tatterson from that porch side with the rifle, but Imperial still come away with it.
Wild just keep getting forced out.
That's exactly it.
ZQ taking some of these trades. Already a bit of damage down. Showtime on the other side. Showtime, excuse me, has been damaged quite heavily. Trying to get some peeks in. Again, speak of the devil, ZQ just finds one free. PKL. Not sure why he wanted to take that, but look what happened on the other side.
Double apps push because they've lost the pick towards Banana. CQK just lines them all up. A triple for him. 5 alive for Imperial. 6+ K across most of the lads. It's looking pretty bad for Wild. Again, a pretty terrible buy. A little bit better than last time, though. I mean, they have at least Molotovs this time, so they can change things up a little bit. Landon's going with the AWP instead of Destiny this time. But it's the same kind of feel, unfortunately, Jake. It feels like to me, unless one of these Wild players steps up huge, then Imperial's just going to come away with it again.
Oh, what's happening here?
There's the
Wild.
Oh my god.
Landon does find 2.
It's a quick second. I thought he was just going to get traded 1-for-1, but looks like it's going to be a quick jungle wrap out of the Imperial boys. These pit players, though, 2 in pit is going to make it difficult to actually jungle wrap unless they hit a quick AK headshot here, Jake.
And Showtime doesn't find it. Right in the back of pit, they stay. A site seems a little bit too risky here, but one sitting in library might be able to get the cross or the rotation over to B if they choose to take it.
Should be a pretty favourable scenario for the
Coming out.
T's, but Showtime might get exploited here, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
There's the spray down as well around the poles, playing the coy game. And now it's their round to take. The drop down might come through from App. The spray's here, but he doesn't get it off.
4 alive for the CTs. That's exactly what you want to see if you're a Wild fan. See them coming back into this game. Start to try to get their economy built up a little bit more, so there's a little bit more room for error over on the side of Imperial, though they're looking no chance of slowing down despite not getting a bomb plant. Still plenty of money on pretty much all of their players. And they're only going to get more and more even if they keep dropping rounds due to that loss bonus. It's a pretty big performance on the bracket side from Landon, though, with the AWP in the last. Doubles up. Not an easy shot for it to hit on the second net.
Definitely an important performance from Landon coming into this first half.
So there you go. Wild throw some util towards Banana, but Imperial just put out that Olof's molly with a smoke flash over the top from that T ramp player, and these T's are going to slowly start to move up. Destiny has to give it up. Molly goes on towards main, which is going to either, if they're playing at sandbags, split the 2 CTs or in half, or just push them back. It's going to be the latter, and they're going to start to drain the utility already. I mean, there's none left for Wild. They tried to use a lot of it to take Banana control, of which they got very little.
Oh, Landon
gets nothing this time, and they've lost Banana, they've lost Bracket, and they've lost a pick. This is looking terrible for Wild. I don't know how they're going to get back into this round.
Yeah, force all the way out, all the way back. Tifa might just continue that B push down the end. The touch there from SHZ. He doesn't find the one-on-one. Now, that would be good. However, the push is coming up and the boost up on the flower pod. Destiny's been blocked off by smoke, but the spray comes through anyway. And unfortunately, Imperial just walk blindly into sight. Don't really check those corners. Showtime here around coils. Now, bomb planted. playing with time. The push comes through. It's more of a strangulation from Team Wild. 3 versus 4. They've done better than this before. AWP shot misses. Needs to connect one. The second either. Even blinded. Nothing. ZQ might have just thrown this one. They don't find the spray down either. It's Tifa who sits here around the CT side. Around the bomb. But they'll get the defuse, and Imperial missed so many crucial shots in that fight.
100%. They had such a huge advantage in that round, but they're just not able to convert. It's not something I'm used to saying for Imperial. Usually pretty good at coming in together and just making a round in which they got an advantage in. Clean victory. Don't make it work in that one, and they've let Wild straight back into this game. Utility and economy on Wild looking pretty strong. Landon's back on the AWP again. Pretty important one for Imperial to actually be winning, because then if they do lose this one, could be looking at an 8-7 for Wild.
Yep. Definitely a way to get back into this game. AWP from ZQ. This time it'll land. That's a bit of a redemption shot for him. Molly's coming out to stop this push. Banana again, the point of contention. As flashes go out.
They just keep renewing that molly so KTX can't get out. They know he's still there in the sandbag area.
He pushes out, he gets a bit of damage down, but DZT survives. 5 versus 3. Now this banana push might just not come through. The peek there from Tatazen.
How on earth has he got away with that? SHG should be punishing that every day of the week. They know it's a 5-on-3. They know Wild has to get aggressive in some part of the map to try to come back into the round, because they've lost a lot of map control and they've lost man advantage. But still unable to punish him from the boiler position. Could have seen SHG winning that every day of the week, but not this time.
A couple of issues. So 4 versus 3. Now, slow push to banana. It's kind of been halted, but 35 seconds remaining. They need to make a move, and it's going to be towards A through mid. The one member from Team Wild sitting on the back of pit is Tarzan again. Tifa's pushed out of here many times before, but has struggled to get entry. Tarzan's sitting directly underneath balcony. The push is there. Bomb, 15 seconds. He can play with this. He's found the frag there. Can they plant the bomb? Well, if he peeks up, maybe not, but Showtime behind the main box. And good positioning here. This is a big chance to turn. PKL's been smoked off, but they'll find Landon before he can enter sight. Tarzan's still here. Molly's out into the corner. He has to jump down. Again, the positioning. He's such a threat. PKL able to push in on sight. He's entered. He's put the damage down. The touch into the head. So low health from both members. DZT on 2. PKL on 12. And it's PKL who finds the clutch. Now for the defuse. He has it. And Team Wild are back in.
Yeah, but the bomb plant's going to allow Imperial to get a much better buy than they might have previously. At least be able to get AK armor on a lot of those players. No bomb plant would have meant a much worse buy for ZQK and Showtime. Still a great buy for Wild though. This map's really heating up. 8-7 either way. You're going to be happy with it as Imperial. I just feel like Inferno can be a bit more of a balanced map where either team can have a pretty good run at things, so could be another half. Good, exciting half of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, much more competitive, but naded out. Showtime just gets bullied into a corner. That's one more AK out of the game.
Yeah, I mean, the double nade just securing your kill, $600. You're going to be pretty happy with that one. There's a smoke from the T's to try to take some banana control now that they've lost most of it. Flash over the top as well. See if they're going to go through their own smoke. Destiny just spamming through, trying to stop them from doing so, but still plenty of utility for most of the CTs. Over here on B though, it's just KTX and Destiny who only have a smoke and a flash between them, so opportunity for Imperial to be able to resolve this round towards B, and that's exactly what they're going to do.
Destiny waiting. Push going to come through, 50 seconds remaining. Don't have to commit to this one just yet, but around Coffin, around CT, there's the peak again. Smokes out once more. KTX is going to have to pull out a winner, but he can't manage it. And Imperial push onto site. It's a 3 versus 3, but what can they get about their positioning here after the bomb plant?
And they need some pretty good positions, and they've got them. One at Nana, back left and back right, but PKL has the utility to be able to shut out this Nana player and flush one of these players out of New Box or Emo. He does throw the molly towards New Box rather, but they don't get DCT on the exit.
He almost finds a spray in the last one. Even a 1-for-1 trade here, but SH said his positioning is fantastic. Last member coming through CT. And playing with time's all he needs to do. Right in the chest. And that'll do it for Imperial. First half, 8 and 7. We got ourselves a close one.
Yeah, definitely. Just a bit of utility, just a little bit misused on the retake there from Wild, but I'm sure both teams will be pretty happy with their half score. Now, Imperial, see how they go on the CT side. Obviously, Wild going to need to have a pretty good T side themselves, and I don't know, could go either way at this point. Been a pretty exciting one, I have to say. Pretty back and forth, and that's what you'd expect from these two teams. If you just looked at the lineups on paper, anybody would say they're pretty evenly matched. Just a question of what kind of form these players are going to come into it with.
Jogo Valendo, we're back. This is what I missed most of all.
Don't forget that one next time, all right? I want to see. I want to see you open the show.
I said
with
like Jogo Valendo or something last time, so I was close.
I want to see you open the next show with Jogo Valendo.
Next show, mate. I think this might be it.
Next time you're here.
Next time I'm here, all right. Yeah, might be a year. Who knows? Might be a year for Imperial. Might be a little bit of time for Imperial towards, well, if they don't get the Asian. We're in Brazil. If we don't get the minor, Asian minor for Brazil? No. Is it American? What am I talking about? I'm with you now. All right. What time is it?
2 sets of util for the T side. Tatterson's trying to take some apartments control, so it's going to keep the CTs guessing, but outcome, just some decoys to try to force out any potential util. It works perfectly. CQK drops that smoke just off the back of the decoys being thrown into the bomb site. That's a stroke of genius for Team Wild. Now they're going to be able to throw their actual XE into the bomb site without having to jump through that smoke thrown out. Wow. I'm stealing that one.
Yeah, you should.
Here comes the flashes.
Genius plays, enter into sight. DZT kind of caught out in the middle of no man's land here, right in the middle of the smoke. Tifa pushed as well. Look at those entries there from Team Wild. 3 quick kills. B's theirs.
Probably just holding onto the armor or trying to make a little bit of cash. $300 for picking up some of these kills. There you go. 300 in the pocket of SHC. Makes a bit of a difference. Showtime. I mean, I can't even tell if they're trying to go for the retake or not. Don't know what that was at the end there. But anyway.
Just shooting.
Alright. Are they going to go for the forts on the CT side for Imperial? That's a real question here. I'm just going to full save it.
Well.
Here's the save, it looks like.
Okay.
Like to see it. Love to see it.
Love to see it. Yeah, maybe a smart move. So Imperial happy to drop this one.
Oh, look at it all just run down Banana. It's working for him.
A bit of damage. Excess off the side. Tex goes down too.
2 kills, you're happy with that.
Yeah.
Just USPs holding your movement keys and spamming array. This works out for him.
Yeah, absolutely does. So now the full buy comes through. Let's see if they work their way back into this half, or at least even up with Team Wild to kick things off.
Yeah, it's been pretty back and forth thus far. Looking like it's no chance of slowing that down. It's a pretty good buy for both teams. Obviously, Imperial would love to have a bit more util than they do. Not enough Molotovs. No kits either. But what can you say? New money. It's the first gun round.
Yeah. Well, for Team Wild. Happy with their guns. Only UMP on to Tarzan. Have we talked about how to pronounce his name yet?
I don't know, Tatterzan, Tarzan, whatever you want to go with.
No, Tatterzan's good.
Yeah.
I just sound like a monkey. To Tarzan, like Tarzan's son to Tarzan. Just couldn't think about another name. Well, Tatterzan.
What about Tartarzan?
No, I like Tatterzan. You're right. You're right the whole time.
Well, Wild grabbed themselves banana control with that progression smoke in combination with the Molotov towards the car, which is now just a bunch of barrels. smoke gets forced out of the CTs, which is going to start to bleed some of their util. Nice to see this from Team Wild. Similar sort of approach anyway. Just the utility to grab banana control, same as Imperial. Now putting a little bit of pressure onto Bracket. Could potentially get Showtime killed. He gets away with it though.
Yeah, he peeks out while blinded.
Lucky man. I'll be buying a lottery ticket.
Yeah. After that one, what are your numbers? Well, Showtime backs away. Bit of damage. Oh,
wow, that smoke though dropped at 30 seconds. It's going to be a rough one. He's even got a molly to drop as well, but gets spammed straight through by PKL. Oh lord.
B bomb site. Suddenly that's their move. 20 seconds remaining. ZQ goes in close, right into the molly. What is ZQ doing? Well, it doesn't work out. Whatever it was, and they enter B bomb site as clean as a whistle.
It's going to be a save from the rest of the CTs. Man, ZQK could have cleaned them all up there, but falls back. By the time he realizes there's a molly in first orange, you can't change your mind at that point. It's too late.
I'm burning.
You've already made the decision.
I'm just going to burn in hell.
It's a bit unlucky, I think.
Yeah. For Team Wild, all right, they claw ahead. For a qualification spot, you need to be fighting it out. And against Imperial, you're fighting out against some of the best.
I mean, talk about the last map, Absolute Brawl, right? This one's looking pretty similar.
Yep, absolutely. We've seen a lot of Inferno so far. And I think this one could take the cake out of the closest Inferno games we've seen.
Yep.
MP9's on the side of Imperial. A couple of M4s. AK there for Tifa. Now, that AUG was picked up by Landon last round. And Team Wild, they're going to show them how painful it is to use. This round goes down, Team Wild might just move on forward.
Great util usage out of Wild. Molly onto the top of Banana. Flashbang to secure the peak. How come the retake nades from Imperial, but they're not going to be able to use it? The smoke just dropped by the T's, and PKL punishes one of them straight through it. That's a pretty bad sign for Imperial now. They've lost one of their B players. They've used a lot of util to try to retake Banana, but they haven't got any control of it.
Peeks through mid as well. Aggression and confidence coming from Team Wild. Opening up these frags. DZT's just not hitting the mark once again. Destiny, the peak's going to be here. He's retreating back with his back against the enemy. Tifa, that's more of a freebie than you could ever hope for. They were going to back away. I'm not sure what happened. The bomb's down. They see the bomb. Team Wild opened up this round. And now they might just drop it.
I mean, CQK and Tifa just dragging them straight back into the round with those aggressive plays. They're going to choose to go back towards A on the side of Team Wild, but the Molotov dropped at a really great time. That smoke doesn't hit it either.
And he just jumps into sight. Tex is down. Showtime joins the death. And PKL left to plant the bomb. A 2 versus 1. A bit of a messy end to the round, but has it truly ended? PKL is going to peek over here, but boy, you dared.
The CTs double up in Bracket.
Oh, they did though, but PKL can't line them down. So, Imperial on 9, Team Wild on 10. And a second half that's going to continue delivering.
Yeah, 100%, but unfortunately, it's probably better for Wild than it is for Imperial at this point. They've got the round leads, but not only that, T economy is a little bit more forgiving than the CT one when the rounds get close like this. So Imperial scraping the bottom of the barrel, whereas Team Wild, they got the bomb plan in the last. If they continue getting the bomb down and these rounds continue to be close, they're going to suffer a lot less than Imperial on that CT side. Either way, though, another full gun round from both teams. There's the Olaf Molly extinguished by Destiny, and he's probably going to at least try to keep Imperial guessing about taking all of this Banana control. Just like that, Imperial, after throwing 2 Molotovs into Banana to get control of it, don't actually commit. They just fall back to the bomb sites and rely on those smokes to be able to secure them the round. Now Wild slowly creeping up Banana, trying to take control back. Molotov onto main. Flash to progress. Destiny gets in there and clears it all out. Still decent utility left for Imperial, and the clock's running down. Will Wild go for Bracket now?
just as yet. Wild slowly coming up towards Haps mid as well. A lot of control there.
Yeah, there's Bracket. They got Banana and they got Bracket. Now the only question is, where does this round finish? What's the decision?
45 seconds. That bomb creeping its way up Banana, though. Two members actually still on the B bomb site. Very similar positioning. Imperial. They need this round. Look at this. All the way through. Rotate through CT. But ZQ finally in a good position. Doesn't want to scope in on that one, interestingly enough. But with a 1-for-1 trade.
This is great for the T's. No more utility left on these Imperial players. They're getting wrapped on from two different angles. Tifa is good for one, but he's full blind from his teammates' flashbang, and they only 1-for-1. Still winnable for the CTs. Addison, where's he going to throw that smoke?
Oh no, the plant's there. He does actually end up finding it. So SHZ a little bit late, but a 1 versus 2 with the last member. It's Tattazan in construction. He's going to peek out as well. Right direction, right time. One shot, one tap.
No kit for Chiz. He's picked one up, actually. He's found it on the ground. He's going to... Is he going to reel it? No.
He's not committing to it. Waiting for it. Does find the kill. And a beautiful way to end the round. 10 apiece now for Imperial. Some good decision-making in the end.
Yeah, and that's great, but this rifle's going to have to be dropped to ZQK. Then he's going to have to buy up for himself. All the other boys have died, so they're going to have to buy up as well. And Wild, decent money for them, but not the best. So another gun round where you're looking at both teams scraping the bottom of the barrel. But who's going to actually break the other's economy? That's the question.
Very late buy from Landon, though.
Yeah, I think with one alive, they definitely do want to buy there, but it's just a bit awkward. You don't know exactly what to go for. They haven't got the best of utility, so they definitely can't run the similar kind of rounds that they have been in the last couple, Jake, where, you know, you see these really slow rounds where the clock's just being run down and both teams are exchanging utility. Wild don't have that utility to be able to run around like that, whereas Imperial do. So if you're talking about this boiling down into late round, Wild just can't compete in terms of the util. K-Tex, he's going to use his util to try and obtain some bracket control. Smoke onto jungle side and a flash and a molly towards Dig. Wild do get bracket control, and they're going to have to use their last few little scraps of util to get onto this A-bomb site. No other option at this point. Only question is, how do they do it? What paths do they take?
Yeah, well, looks like it might be a split around. Bomb's still sitting mid, though, so there's a possibility that they try and wrap around through CT to B. Or maybe even just go way back up Banana. Smoke's out again, but there's a little gap in this smoke. SHZ can see through. He's got the AK. The one-tap potential's there. There's the flash. He finds the gap nicely. SHZ onto Destiny. They've just flashed their teammate. Back out once more. It's more smoke. They're coming through. The smoke's actually faded, though. SHZ probably should have found that. And Showtime now left on site. Head. It's a possibility. DZT, he'll find the one at Apps as well. Convergence here, onto site, bombs down. What a turn there from DZT. He had his teammates alive, but it's about the skill and class to end it out.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. 3 alive for Imperial is going to get their economy going a little bit more. Wild. Going to be forced to take at least a single save, so probably just going to upgrade some pistols, see how many of these CTs they can pick with the pistols upgraded, because every single kill is absolutely important to keep the CT economy in check. Imperial start to pull away here, and gets harder and harder to put them back in the box if you let the economy get out of control.
And although it is going to be a pretty quick round here, it's about that momentum again for Imperial and having a clean round against some of these Deagles and Tech-9s.
100%. Can't be losing any silly picks here. Can't be taking an anti-aim duel. DCT is going to turn from the flash, but he's going to go down. Tifa cannot afford to lose his rifle here. You can't be fighting this one. Just give it up. It's not worth fighting just for that extra kill, and he does wisely fall back. K-Tex has grabbed himself an AK, though, and he did have the armor, but the off angle from SHG is absolutely money. 4 alive for Imperial. Wild going to be straight back into things, and this is such an intense game. So back and forth, both teams fighting tooth and nail. They want their spot at the minor. It's the last one up for grabs for South America. Ints already claimed the first.
Yeah. Who's going to get the second? Imperial fell to them a little bit earlier on. And they got absolutely dominated by INTZ.
Anyone would.
Yeah, Team Wild, they want to make sure they can take that second position. But again, still that map down. We started out on Dust 2, and it was at 19-16. We went into OT. And Imperial able to clutch that one through. So you can see how close these teams are. Imperial looking for it now on Inferno. If they win this round, that could again seal the deal. The push through, hard flashes coming as well, and that's going to be the smoke off towards CT. Now for the scary part. Library's gone too, and this is such a harsh push in. It's so big. SHZ lines them all up, but can only find one. Push through the smoke. It's ZQ the same again. Showtime even drops through. CT's just dropping left, right, and center. Wild are taking them where they can find them.
Destiny, absolutely huge with the AK there coming into the A bomb site, just rips 3 heads off, takes the round for Team Wild. They go for a very quick one up jungle, like you said, Jake, and it's been an absolutely fantastic change up from this slow-paced crawling that we've seen them do a lot of the time. They were kind of forced into it the last round before that because they didn't have the util to be able to contest into the late round, but that time did it by choice, and it works out beautifully for them. Now, Imperial not going to be quite in the bin due to winning that last round so cleanly. The last couple, 3 or 4 alive. You can see the positive effects of that on their economy. Going to be as good as you'd expect though, but still a buy rather than being forced to save.
Not as much money as you'd like though, so.
Definitely not, but they're still going to go for it.
If Team Wild get this one, then we're talking.
AWP for ZQK might be the difference maker though, for sure.
Yeah, maybe. So far, haven't seen too many AWPs here on Inferno. Interestingly enough, this will be one of our first here in this game. Lots of mollies out. ZQ kind of waits for the peak. Takes about 14 damage off that molly.
That's fine. Worth the risk. Oh, they're going to stack quickly towards this A bomb site. And that looks like where Wild's posturing towards. EQK going to come back towards Library, swapping out with DCT, who has plenty of utility to be able to help hold this B bomb site. Which is a good swap around. Love that little move. Little stroke from Imperial. But Wild, they have some bracket control. They've crept their way up Banana as well, so plenty of map control. What's the decision though? It's back towards B. They're keeping Imperial guessing. They keep changing up which bomb site they're going to and how they're hitting it. It's going to be pretty hard for Imperial to read this one. And they have pretty limited util. I mean, that last smoke is going to make all the difference really, but once that's gone, all they have is the flashbangs and just the rifles.
Well, utilities out. Tifa can't even get an entering frag, but look at the MP9. DZT just walks over them. Hop, skip, jump. And Wild, they'll find an entrance, but boy, oh boy, it comes at a heavy price. ZQ sitting there, and once that smoke's gone, it's going to get dangerous. Showtime rotating around as well. Coffins is the play, but behind is the smoke once more. Tex is walking in. He has to be careful of construction. If Wild get a frag to even it out, then maybe this round is salvageable, but they got time on the bomb. The push in again, the entrance. Landon, the only one alive. Can he find the frags off the side? Again, around the corner. He does. The next one there, gonna peek forward, and time is now a factor. Landon clutches it out anyway, and Team Wild somehow salvage the round.
Absolutely huge play. Patience from Imperial on that retake in 3-on-2. They wait for the mistakes out from Wild, but Landon playing behind the Numox doesn't give it to him. Although Showtime's able to punish his teammate. Trade comes out immediately, and the only kit was deep into the B bomb site behind the fountain. By the time Imperial was able to pick it up, they were out of time and they're out of options. Just had to go for that pick onto Landon, and he kits all 3. Now he's been rewarded with an all.
We could be going to that third map. DZT opens down onto Destiny. Pretty crucial rounds on the board. Could be going to that OT once again. Who knows?
Getting rough for Imperial, though. They need to make a little bit better of a run back into this one after they get these saves out of the way. Because Wild's going to be in the lead, and even if they do grab a round or two, that's their loss bonus reset. And could be looking at one of those terrible situations where you're on the CT side and you're getting closer and closer towards that match point margin, and you're running very quickly out of money. And once Wild reset you, that's the nail in the coffin. Best of luck trying to win those rounds at 15-14, 14-14 when you're trying to fight with umps or pistols. They really need to avoid that.
Some guns off of Team Wild right now.
Imperial, like, how have they found this many frags with just their pistols? Half of them not even upgraded. It's a massive mistake from Team Wild. They're going to get reset off the back of this.
This is going to be very dangerous. Landon just walking next to danger as well. That's 3 AKs on the side of Imperial. Suddenly that round...
How's that even happened?
How did that round develop? It was 1 second...
I closed my eyes for 3 seconds, which is more like 15 at this time in the morning, and
I know,
all of a sudden they've won.
It's a shame because this is probably the best bit of CS we've seen, and it just happens to be at the time. That
I mean, you hate
like
to say it, but you go back to that CIS Minor game where
yeah,
Forza threw that anti-eco up against Pro 100, and from there we're never really able to recover.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that one again.
Well, it's 13-12 and Imperial. They've done it. But
EKL, though.
Can they end it?
Giving them flashbacks of just the last round. Opens things up with the dig. His teammate juggles the rifle back so that the T's aren't able to recover it.
Oh, don't tell me it's going to happen for a Team Wild. I'll tell you what. Who knows at this point? 4 AKs. Well, sorry, 3 AKs and an M4.
While just regrouping. Trying to get all the boys together.
Sneaky peeky.
It's going to be a split. They're actually going jungle side and wrapping. Showtime, you ready for this? Maneuvering away with the M4. There's the first for him.
Second. Just needs the third, and he finds it. So much cleaner round when the eco strikes them. Imperial. 2 more to go. And let's take a look at the money on the side of Team Wild there, Billy.
Not too bad, but not the best. Not enough util to be able to play the util games. Look at Imperial. That's what your util needs to look like. Not to mention the fact they've got 3 AWPs. 3.
Yeah.
That's a statement.
That's a big statement. I don't know if that's confidence or balls.
Stupidity, perhaps.
I was going to say idiocy. Maybe that was a bit harsh. I don't know.
I mean, pretty dangerous.
It's, it's like, it's like solo queue when you pull up an AWP and you look around your team and you already have 2 AWPers and you just go, yep, whatever. So they're going to get punished for it with the UMP, and that AWP not finding the opening shot. Now the response, UMP again. Aims down the line. Tifa takes a bit of damage for his trouble, though. He's already picked up 2 frags.
You have to say, Tifa's digging deep for this one. He was like 5 and 15 before.
Peaks there
Look
again.
at him go.
Actually already found 3 frags this round, setting himself up for the ace. The bomb's still on Banana, and Tatterson will push out to A, but it's way too late. The rotation's already come through. The bomb's going to get sandwiched here. There's no way that Team Wild come out of this round unscathed.
Oh, you are kicking yourselves if you're Wild. This is not how you lose your minor qualifier spot. Dear Lord. The anti-eco. Tatterson, though, that's the only A player. He saved them. He's actually just saved it.
Might actually just save the game.
It's not necessarily over, though. They have a man advantage. If they trade out, if they're sensible with their positioning, could still work out, though. Team Wild, they've had so much time to get in good post-plant positions, but haven't found them yet. Now one of them makes their way into pit, but still one on site. It's going to need to be one hell of a crossfire.
Tatterson in the middle of sight. And Tech sitting there with a flash available. Molly's into the back, flashes out as well. They jump onto site, but Tatterson's there waiting the second and third. Tatterson cleans it all up. The hero that they need and deserve. Team Wild still in this game to win.
I'm not going to go with the deserving there, Jake. I mean, they threw that anti-eco, but they're able to pull it back, and man, that could have been it for Imperial. Oh, talk about throwing away opportunities. Now they're going to force into this one, and it's not a pretty one. Lots of SMGs, not a whole lot of Molotovs.
There's an ult picked up as well from ZQ. You're hoping for that opening frag of the round.
You're not hoping.
Is that what I said?
Yep.
You're hoping. What did I? Yeah. You're hoping for it. That's the one.
I like it.
Thank you.
I think you should stick with it.
Blinded again. ZQ. That's the second time he sat there with the AWP and got no result.
I think it was DZT last round. They had 3. Didn't work out for
That's
him.
true. They did have 3.
Here's DZT's opportunity to sit there and
they
get punished for it.
They got 2 AWPs this round, not 3. Sitting behind Coffin's not willing to push up. Even with the pick, they're not willing to push in. Is Team Wild.
I mean, this is terrible for Imperial. They're down a man. They're going to fight for bracket, but the flashes are great.
Oh, the flank from Tifa, though, on the MP9. It's literally Tifa versus Tattersson in these rounds. Who's looking better? Well, in a 3v3, we're soon to find out. The push comes up banana, the rotation from A, but the bomb hasn't been sighted just yet. DZT needs that opening shot. The second one there, the peak. He doesn't find it. Landon gets him instead. The MP9. Is it a hero enough play? Well, he's running into sight with the pop flash right in front of him. The plant's there, but he doesn't look left.
Oh my lord, you're kicking yourself as Imperial. Your money's broken. You're looking at Wild heading on to match point now.
Get these guys off the AWPs.
Oh, all of them. Both teams had an opportunity to just win this game outright if they just navigated it correctly. And both teams have thrown away the opportunity. Either of them, I don't know, if you went back to 12-10 and you asked me which team deserved it more, I'd be like, neither of them. They're both playing great, and then they both make some pretty massive mistakes, and now it's more of a question of which team deserves it less.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
I don't think you can make a decision between that either.
Couple mistakes up against the myriad of great rounds in the earlier parts of the game. Can't be too harsh on them. Pressure's getting to them a little bit, but Wild comes out ahead for sure. Potential for them to make it map 3. It's a full save from Imperial. They can at least try to pull it into OT. And let's face it, I mean, they made the pistols work before. Wouldn't be taking anything for granted, and this time Wild aren't. Let's resolve this round in a pretty sensible manner, lads.
Yep, otherwise, I have some real question marks. But then we go to 15, and then we ask ourselves if Imperial can match it. It'll be up to 1 round. Peek from Coffin again. Bit of damage. You got head armor though, you should be fine. Peaks are out. For some reason, Imperial do find a kill, but at least they're able to quell their thirst a little bit. Hang on, pause that. It's now a 3v3.
No.
It's now a 2v3.
No.
It's now a 1v3. Ladies and gentlemen, I have seen Fiestas, but this is the kindest of them all with the AK. ZQ just needs this shot. He's been missing so many of them. He just needs this shot. There's no main gun picked up for either of them. They're peeking. They're waiting. Tattersson is sitting here. Don't peek out.
It's all on Tattersson to save them again.
I think Tattersson has done it with the AK. There it is. Just
Tifa!
playing for time. He doesn't find it. Tifa. It has been Tifa versus Tattersson. Who is better, you ask? Tifa is.
Oh my god. What am I watching? Another USP full eco.
Take a pause. I'm sure it'll help.
Oh, I can't handle this. Do I have to? Do I have to keep going? I don't know if I can. I can't do it, Jake.
Well, you can't do it.
I can't watch this.
You can't do it third man.
They've broken me.
Well.
Not in the South America minor. Maybe in the Asia minor, but not in this one. This is meant to be proper CS.
They're taking a pause. Now, if I was Imperial, I'd be like, nah, don't take a pause after that. Just go for it. If I was... I don't even know. If I was Wild, I'd take this pause. I'd look at this time right now and say, what the hell just happened?
I need a technical pause because at least 3 of my peripherals would be broken.
I just don't know. You know?
You haven't seen anything like that, Jake, on a qualification match for the minor?
No, mate.
After like 22 rounds of both teams like playing the most structured CS, like perfect utility usage, like, oh, I'm going to molly this angle and then flash you in and we're going to take the map control perfectly, and then then literally, I'm pretty sure Brain was removed from heads.
It was.
And
oh,
we went back to the primal instinct.
But look at the buy now from Team Wild. Look at what this has amounted to. Is that the round that costs it all? I'm still not willing to say yes, but the full buy from Imperial on match point here. 16-14. We just watched CIS finish 16-14.
If you're going to give the AK to anyone, it's got to be to Tatterson at this point. It's been absolutely going ham for your boys over on Wild. Slow map control for them, despite the lack of utility. Imperial, plenty of util left in the kitty for all of them. Just going to run down the clock, and that's something Wild can't afford. They need to make a decisive move in this round because they've got very little utility left.
Showtime flushed out again. A small push towards Min, but playing on that momentum again. ZQ once again on the AWP, but needs to make something work here.
Slowly running out of util on the side of the CTs, and they're actually going to leg it on the side of Wild all the way back to B. Still enough util to make this site take work. Not enough flashbangs, so smoke for CT, smoke for Coffin. They can molly the new box and pop one flash over the top, but that's about it. Tifa's got the molly primed. DZT's got the molly primed. Throw him in, boys.
Everything's out. Tifa does not miss his shots right now.
Look
and
at
he's
the
in a pretty good
damage.
position. Yeah, that just burnt everyone to a cinder. Wild's still going to enter in anyway, but this is going to be a bit of a hoedown. There goes the shot, a 1-for-1, but look at TZT. He lands everything. That's going to be the last member, and we have our result. It's Imperial, 16-14 here. They qualify for the minor. But boy, oh boy, was that a great way to end.
Dear Lord, I mean, that's exactly why you can't play into the late round when you have inferior weaponry and inferior utility. They tried to make it work at the end, but Imperial, they just bled them out. They dropped the smokes. They dropped the 2 mollies right at the end of the game, and there's just nothing the T-side could do. But let's face it, Wild, if you're going to try and qualify for the minor, you can't lose two full ecos. That's just not acceptable.
That last
CS.
pistol round was definitely not acceptable. So I think we've proved something here today that never say never.
I don't think I'm ever going to forget that, honestly.
No.
Like, I don't think I've ever seen something like that before.
It was an interesting way to finish out, but for Team Imperial, they'll be joining INTZ. So an earlier loss has kind of meant nothing for them.
Those are the kind of rounds that haunt you for the rest of your career. Both of those games in the qualification match for the minor between Wild and Imperial, those teams are so close in terms of skill on paper and inside the server, both matching up really, really well, and both teams just playing such great CS. But at the end of the day, Imperial, they make a few less mistakes than Wild, and that's all it's a question of.
Only a couple less at that rate. But INTZ, Imperial, they'll be the 2 teams going to the South American minor from the closed qualifier here. So we've sorted out a couple of little things there. However, that is it for Pilly and myself. It is 7:30 AEDT at the moment at 11 AM AEDT. So 7:30. 11 AM, right? What's the
3.5 hours from now?
Thank you very much, Pilly, right? That's when you're going to have to rejoin us because we'll be going to the Oceanic closed qualifiers there with the teams that we know and love and that you should learn to know and love. That'll be coming up again, 11 AM AEDT. Pilly is going to go have some sleep. I'm going to go have some sleep. It's bye for now, but not forever.